Alright, so a quick fire review of City Skylines 2. Give it a now. I've played for about, coming up 35, 40 hours of it. And what are my thoughts of it as a city sim player and also as a IRL in real life urban planner here in New Zealand. First thing I think we've got to point out too is if you think City Skylines 2 is the same as City Skylines 1, which was, and if you thought that was the same as SimCity 4, you're setting yourself up to some disappointment. City Skylines 2 is base foundation threadbare. Not saying it's absolutely raving great, but I'm not saying it's terrible either. So you could say it's, to borrow the vernacular, it's 3.6 runken. It ain't great, but it ain't terrible either. The game has the basics there. There is still some bugs that Colossal Order and Paradox need to work out. Obviously, cargo being one, mail being the second. Trying to flip asymmetrical roads and one-ways over could be another. Maybe fixing up the medium density housing being another. And sure, we'll get to it. Well, more to the point, Paradox will get to it, and Colossal Order get to it. But you've also got to remember with City Skylines 2, it was like City Skylines 1 8 years ago, 2015. I used to remember when it came out. Real bare bones basic. Didn't have bus stations. Bus lanes were getting there. Cycle lanes weren't around. And things like tourism and night time were ages away. And modding was very crude. 8 years later, and now CS1 is just, something else entirely, and a great game to play and a great visual tool as a planner. It's a great visual tool. City Skylines 2 will get there, and while there's been some mishaps and so on, probably Colossal Order probably releasing the game 6 months early compared to if we were to compare it to CS1. This game will get there. Once we get the mods going, I've already seen some unofficial mods come out replicating CS1. And if that's just what we're getting now, as unofficial basic starting mods, heck, when the modding community gets going, we are going to be in for an absolute time here in CS2. So overall, I would give this game a B. Tempering the fact this game has only just come out and it's needs quite a bit of polish to do. But I find the game, remember it was like in 2015, the CS1, quite enjoyable to play, and with my new city coming out next year, Neo Solarian City, we'll be able to hopefully use CS2 as a visual tool from a planning point of view, just as we did with CS1. If there were two things I would recommend to Colossal Order and Paradox, one, that early access stuff right at the beginning, throwing it out to every Tom, Dick and Harry that was on Twitch and YouTube, that made it absolutely cringe. And the PR stunts that came after it were just horrible. They've actually put me off a lot of people I used to follow on Twitch entirely, because this is like, no, please just don't do it. Just keep it to your with the gold. Keep it with your beta. When you're ready to go gold, just do it. Don't do what you did with early access, because that was quite off-putting. And for players like myself, it was extremely off-putting. For the rest of it, we'll keep using Neo South Auckland as the learning curve for everything. And what we learn from Neo South Auckland, we will apply to Neo Solarian City in Q1 next year. In the meantime, I will leave you with this bus as it heads into the depot at Minako City Centre. I am Palpatine001, aka the Senate, and this is Neo South Auckland, a Cities Skylines 2 city. Basically relearning how to do everything because you can't import the same game style as you could, or did, with CS1. I'll leave you with this bus as it heads back to the city centre.